Today, we're diving into a really interesting and honestly pretty exciting shift in how we should probably think about creating content. It's this idea that we might be moving away from the metrics we're all obsessed with, the likes, the views, the followers, and towards something way deeper.
So let's just start right here with this question. If you've ever poured your heart into something high quality or deeply personal, only to watch it get totally lost in the noise, well, you're in the right place. Because what if the very things that make your content feel unpopular right now are exactly what could make it priceless tomorrow? To really get where we might be going, we've got to be honest about where we are. And for pretty much every creator out there, that means we're living in the attention economy. And as a lot of us are finding out, that whole system, it has its limits. And if this feeling sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. It's this constant pressure to go viral, to feed the algorithm, to chase engagement. It is absolutely exhausting. It feels like you're on a treadmill, running a race where the rules are literally stacked against the kind of meaningful stuff you actually want to create.
And this slide, this really just lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the world we all know. Attention metrics. It's all about the numbers. Page views, followers, going viral. It's a numbers game, pure quantity. But over on the other side, a totally different set of values is starting to emerge. Authenticity metrics. This is about your expertise, the quality of your work, its uniqueness, even its sincerity. For so long, the left side has run the show, but something is starting to tip the scales.
So what's causing the shift? What's the spark? Well, turns out the first real signal came from a pretty surprising experiment involving AI. One that challenged basically everything we thought we knew about what makes content truly valuable.
Okay, so the story starts with this creator in Japan. And he'd be the first to tell you he runs a minor account. No giant following, no crazy page views. He decided to join this experimental trial on a platform called Note, just to see if creators could get compensated when their work was used to train AI models. So based on all the usual metrics, his expectations were, super low. He figured, okay, maybe I'll get a few cents, a tiny symbolic payment. But when the results from the AI's evaluation came back, they weren't just a little bit better than he thought. They completely flipped his entire idea of value right on its head.
So what on earth happened? Well, the results showed that the AI wasn't playing by the old rules at all. It was using a totally different set of criteria, and in doing so, it revealed this new and maybe truer way of measuring his content's worth. And get this is the actual feedback the creator got from the Gemini AI model after it analyzed his work. It said, based on attention metrics, you might be minor, but in terms of the essential value of your content and its potential contribution to AI, you are by no means minor. Just let that sink in for a second. The old system saw him as small, but through the eyes of an AI, his work was seen as essential.
You see, the AI wasn't looking at popularity. It wasn't counting likes or shares. It was using a completely different ruler to measure value, one that cares about quality, uniqueness, real expertise, and even the sincerity that comes through in the writing. And it turns out, an AI that's hungry for high-quality human data finds those things incredibly valuable.
And this whole surprising discovery, it points to a brand new reality for anyone creating things online. It's a phenomenon that people are starting to call the victory of authenticity. So what is the victory of authenticity? Well, it's this core idea that as AI gets smarter, it's going to increasingly seek out and reward genuine content. It's actively looking for real expertise, unique human experiences, and sincere passion. And why? Because that is exactly the kind of high-quality data it needs to learn. And it's the one thing it can't just create on its own.
Yeah, but why? I mean, why would a machine care about something as human as authenticity? Well, it's because AI models are looking for rare, long-term value, not just whatever's trending this week. They need data that they can't just cook up themselves. And high-quality, expert content, words that come from real, lived experience, from a unique perspective, that stuff is basically impossible to replicate. So in this new world, sincerity isn't just a nice feeling. It's actually becoming a measurable, valuable asset. So let's bring this all back home. What does this actually mean for you and for the content that you create? It means your work has this hidden potential, a whole layer of value that the old system was never, ever designed to see.
What this discovery really does is it hands us a completely new playbook. It's a strategy that lets you step off that hamster wheel of the attention economy and instead focus on building something with a real, lasting, essential value. It's a path to a much more sustainable and, let's be honest, more fulfilling way to create.
So what does this new path look like? It's actually pretty simple. First, you just focus on that essential value. Double down on the quality, the depth, the sincerity in your work. Second, you embrace your niche. You realize that your unique expertise isn't some kind of limitation, it's your greatest advantage. And finally, you just learn to trust in the long-term worth of what you're doing, creating for lasting value, not just for a quick, momentary buzz. As AI keeps reshaping our world, it's forcing us all to rethink what truly matters. We've spent years, right, trying to crack the algorithm of attention. So this whole story leaves us with one big question to think about. What if, in the age of AI, the next great algorithm, the one that really defines true and lasting value, is simply authenticity?